Going live.
You're live.
This is a Sunday live stream. We told you all we'd be trying to do live streams every Sunday.
I'm checking if we're live.
Are you okay? She's just looking at her phone now. The best way to start a live stream: immediately phone scrolling. Don't worry about me.
Excuse you.
I'm just gonna be.
No one's here.
No one's here. You're right.
We
You're
are
right.
live.
Absolutely, no one's here.
Oh, we got a person.
There's not, but they're not real. That's just a bot.
Yeah, they didn't even click the like button.
Just a bot. Hey all.
No one. Hi,
Jonathan.
Bot.
Yeah, he's a bot.
He's a bot.
If you really were a bot, you'd definitely not hit that like button. That's for sure.
Why is it? There's 3 people commenting, but it only says one
It's
person.
lying to us. Yeah, it's lying to us. Taylor says, "Good day." James says, "No one's here." Jonathan says, "Please send $4.99 now." Don't start that line of joking. It's a dangerous pathway to go down. So many bots. It lies.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, 14.
What is the goal with our Sunday live stream? Just to hang out, just to talk, just to answer literally any questions you have. We'll read through the comments. We'll hang out as long as it makes sense. And then we'll be back next Sunday. It's one of the things that we're trying to do to be able to connect with you all and talk with you all and make sure that we have our thumb on the dial.
I'm assuming they can hear us, right?
I believe they can hear us. Well, they can because they're all bots. So
yes.
Audio is cutting out. Is it actually cutting out? Let's see.
That got him so concerned. In and out.
Okay, let's see here. So many bots. It lies. Hi from Scotland. Hello. How did you know I'm a bot? Nick says quack. James says good to see you guys. Taylor says audio is cutting out. I sound a little different because are you making fun of this? Is this how my audio is cutting out?
Wow, I'm sure everyone wants a view of your mouth.
I can't. This is what you come to live streams for.
Audio perfect for me. Okay, good.
We just got new studio. We just got audio in the new space.
How have you been doing since your marriage? We've been doing wonderfully. Yeah, do you agree?
We've been doing very well overall, with the caveat that we have quite a few things that we're actually working on. You want to tell them some of the things we're working on in terms of like being a good couple and figuring out what we do going forward?
Lots of things. We're working on setting ourselves a bedtime of 10:30 p.m. so that we wake up at 6:30 a.m. every morning. This is going to be great for the past 2 a.m. fellow over here.
Love it.
We are working on going on bike riding and physical exercise. We're working on financial health. We have gotten rid of all of our credit cards and are only using debit cards, which hurt a lot when you swipe them. It feels a very big pain when you are using your debit card or cash.
Having my primary source of income lose. I'm not going to mention numbers, but like lost a lot of, credit cards start becoming a little bit more threatening.
And then we are also working on physical health. We're going on bike rides. We did a 40-mile bike ride this past week. My legs were hurting. His butt hurt.
Cleveland towpath. It was really nice.
I think those are what we're working on right now.
Yeah, a few of the other big things is like working on figuring out how to schedule our weeks out. Like today we just sat down together and we were working on a calendar that has the caveat that if sure it gets called off or on.
Yeah.
Because you're taking on like 12-hour shifts at the NICU.
Yeah, I have 48 hours, which is really like 56 hours at the NICU scheduled this week.
But she might get canceled.
I might get canceled for any of them because they're for like a higher pay. And that's if they're desperate and they'll call me in. But that means that my schedule, I don't know it until like an hour or two before I have to go into work, which throws off Jesse's schedule if I all of a sudden am home all day.
So we're balancing all that out. All right, let's see what else is here. Overall, we're doing very well.
You jumped.
We have Taylor Lemon in and out.
Audio
James
is
Morgan,
good.
Audio is good.
Jesse sounds a little different. Yeah, he's got a lisp now.
I do.
Sitting here with my 1-year-old, and this just opened up. Our kids should hang out sometime. We don't have kids. No kids.
No kids. Girl, hi. Nick says something expander.
Yeah.
Zach says audio is perfect for me. Good.
Taylor Lemon, no, it might be my Bluetooth.
Oh.
You got us all worried for nothing, Taylor.
Sony, congrats on the wedding from South Africa. Thank you so much. We'd love to visit South Africa one day. There were a lot of people at Orsonaia from South Africa.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have such pretty accents. Levi Levy Richardson, hi from Louisiana. Any plans for baby Quackalope soon?
I'm doing my best.
None on the way yet.
Zach.
Can we get a tour of the new studio?
You want to tell them why we won't give them a tour at the moment?
Why won't we give them a tour at the moment?
Because we're building it all.
I didn't know what reason we were going to give them. We're also on like 10% battery, so we unplug you go bye-bye.
No, so we have this new studio space, which I'm happy to like lift the camera. We have the lights behind us. We have the beautiful curtains. And then if I spin you around, we have the game table and the camera up top. That is going to be our gameplay space here very soon. But because we're in mid-production, we pushed really hard to get this space and a space dedicated for B-roll, which if you watch the Brandon Sanderson video, it's so hard to talk. If you watch the Brandon Sanderson video, you'll see B-roll with an actual like clean backdrop behind it. I haven't shown her yet. That's B-roll from our new B-roll room, which allows us to get much more pretty footage. But we're probably going to start vlogging the next stage of this studio environment. Really with the channel upside down and us, because we signed on this place
2 days after our wedding.
2 days after our wedding.
And then we were gone for a week, and then we worked on this for 2 weeks, and then we were in Origins, and then another 2 weeks.
Like everything fell apart. We had no idea what was, what the next stage was going to be. So we didn't do a lot of the vlogging. Like we weren't in the season where we felt like vlogging a ton. Now we're getting there. Like we vlogged Origins. Origins was a great experience. With so many content creators, publishers, fans pull us off to the side and tell us they support us, tell us, they're really excited about the future and to just keep doing stuff. And now we're here in this space and we love this room. I love the B-roll room. We're going to be painting a bedroom to host people very soon because we have 2 bedrooms specifically to bring content creators and fans of the channel and publishers in, like we've done for the past few years, but we wanted to be able to give them a space to actually exist, not in our own house.
Yeah, not on pull-out couches in our basement.
And so we'll probably film and vlog the next stage of this development.
So did you go to a con since marriage, and how did that go? We did. We went to Origins since we got married.
How'd it go?
It went really well. We talked about it, I believe, in our update video, but Jesse was actually a husband at the convention and not a businessman, which is really nice. I think we played like 12 games over the span of the convention. I already have the list of Gen Con releases pulled up, and I'm going to organize it for us.
Historically, Shira would go off and do her own thing.
Yeah.
And I would have and schedule meetings and try to continue growing and running Quackalope. Well, now,
since Origins was so close to the world ending, we didn't know what it was to expect.
We walked around. We didn't know if people would like shun us, and they didn't. Like the industry was very, very kind to us. But we walked around. We played games. Gen Con is going to be a little bit more of a mix, but she'll be in the meetings with me, and I'll be sitting down and playing games with her. Our goal is going to be to be able to play, demo, and connect as much as possible together. Conventions are also funny because we don't go on Shabbat at all, so we don't go on Saturdays at all. But it's been good.
Yeah, it's kind of like using real money. I agree, Jonathan. It's terrifying. I love the channel.
James says physical exercise. Yes, good idea.
Yes, agreed. Love the channel. Got to go round up the kids. Okay, bye, Taylor.
No. Taylor, leave it running in the background.
Tim D, congratulations on the wedding. Super excited for you too. Thank you
very much.
Jonathan Bobo, no kids yet. Yeah.
Winky face. Yeah.
None yet.
Feeling that Gambler's Chest hype.
Oh my goodness,
we will have like a month worth of content the moment the Gambler's Chest arrives.
Yes.
We're going to have a painting and mini building station set up where we'll both be working to like create everything. We're going to be playing through everything. It's just going to be, we will have one table dedicated with cameras dedicated to KDM and Gambler's Chest, period.
I'm so excited. Soon
we should have more Kingdom Death content soon because we're only like a month and a half from potentially having Gambler's Chest start shipping.
Really? Mm-hmm. Have they sent out shipping notifications yet?
They were starting to charge people.
Wow.
Yeah. It's really big, actually. It's really big.
Shalom Eretz Yisrael. Musser523. Hello there. Zach Rass looks nice. James Morgan, space looks great. Board games, books, and what? I think I missed it. What game is on the table?
Okay. This is one called Burning Banners. We did a sponsored Kickstarter preview for them. We're working now to do a completely free gameplay or like late pledge video because it's really fun and I wanted to sit down and play it more with Shira. I kind of think of it as like a root-ish game, but that's only because it's a war game with some asymmetric powers and abilities. Really, it's a classic war game, but it's set in the theme of this fantasy world, and it has these beautiful hand-drawn maps that are like the different environments. Yes. So you're playing as like orcs and goblins and the Army of the Night and the Eastern Empire, and you all have all these...
You only know those names because you're looking down.
No, I knew a few of them. I knew the orcs and goblins. and you're playing in this framework of like a society or a landscape that has been torn apart, and you're reenacting these little battles throughout the course of the game. Really, really neat. I'm really excited about it.
David Brown, Jesse's talking is fine. I notice it, but it's not bad.
I notice it so much, David. It makes me suffer constantly. I wake up in the morning and I suggest to Shira that we forget the idea of doing braces ever.
And take pliers.
We go ahead and take pliers.
Asked me to take pliers and take it off.
Let's take them off. They're just glued on there. It can't be that bad. You know?
We'd take all your teeth at this rate.
It's
Kyle Brown, Ghost. Nick Frapp. Oh, trolls can't handle reality. Hopefully nobody was being weird at Origin. No, it was good.
No, it was fine.
Hemi 520. Got to meet you at Origins. I'm glad your con went well, as I know you had been a little nervous about it.
We weren't sure. Yeah. Honestly, we had a little bit of trouble at the registration booth, and both of us were like, "Do we get unregistered?"
Yeah. Yeah.
But we didn't. We didn't at all.
Nick Fat, glad you guys are continuing forward.
Yeah, we're very excited.
And that's the end of comments. It doesn't seem like Sunday afternoon is a very happening day for a live stream.
It depends.
We also like 30 people.
We could have like hinted at doing the live stream a little bit earlier, which last time I did. And then on top of that, the last live stream got like 10,000 views because there were many questions there about what had happened. Mm-hmm. Whereas this one's just the people that like us, just the people that are hanging out that happen to be free on Sunday as well. So you can ask questions. If you have any questions, feel free. Hit that like button if you're watching, so that we know it's not all bots.
Yes, this was an unexpected and wonderful surprise.
Next week, I will be better about putting up like a thumbnail and a preemptive. Today was our first day of doing a live stream, and we were a little bit running around, like figuring out.
We just came from a barbecue with some friends in our community, and it was delicious.
And so next week I will preemptively have it locked in, and you will be able to know that there's a live stream happening a little bit more. Shira, with that being said, what campaigns we're going to film a video this week? That's like what campaigns we
got another comment though first. So James Morgan, looks like your sub numbers have rebounded a bit.
Yeah, we're starting to grow again. We lost about 5,500 subscribers, which is a year and a half worth of growth.
Yeah.
So that was heartbreaking. But part of it.
Congratulations again on the wedding. Now, was there at least one funny story from the wedding?
We had a unicycle.
Yeah, that was nice.
Both of us cried.
Yeah, both of us have ugly crying pictures.
Yep. I edited mine, and she was like, "Oh, that's good," and then I edited hers. She's like, "Stop it." Yeah. Stop it.
It wasn't funny, but it was I keep thinking back to the day, and I have such good memories from it. The joy that I felt at seeing you. I hadn't seen him in person in 6 weeks. He had been studying in Israel.
Jewish tradition. Well, one, I'd been in Israel for 6 weeks. We'd FaceTimed a little bit.
We'd FaceTime, but I hadn't seen him in person.
And then in Jewish tradition, the 7 days leading up to the wedding,
you don't talk at all.
Nothing. Yeah.
So we did like emails for technical communication of like he was flying internationally and needed his tickets, and like we had to navigate who was in the house at what time. So we did some email communicating, but I really hadn't talked to him in a week, and stuff had gone down the drain like 3 days before that, and it was.
Although you took my advice,
I turned
completely disconnected.
Yeah, I shut everything down on Quackalope on my phone. I had nothing I turned off all notifications from the email. I turned off all notifications from YouTube. I put it all into a little box folder, so I couldn't even I had to take 2 steps to click on it. It was the best break and best advice you gave me. But yeah, no,
you have not turned it back on.
I have not turned it back on.
Even though our comments are great.
Yeah.
People are very nice.
I just remember the joy at like really looking forward to seeing your face, and then being under the chuppah with you. It was good.
It was really nice. Yeah. In Jewish tradition, you have a cup and a plate that needs to be broken.
Oh.
And I brought back in the old city, I purchased a cup and a plate because I was like, it represents the temple being destroyed. And so the cup worked fine. But your mother, my stepmother, and my grandmother could not break this little hard plate that I brought back. And so they smashed it, and then they switched to another plate and broke that one. So, that was the only thing that I remember not really going quite as planned. Oh, we also remember the most tragic thing that happened on the wedding day?
Which one? I'm thinking of 2 now.
Oh, no. I can only think of one tragedy. So
Okay.
you go ahead and name what's the most tragic thing that happened?
The most tragic thing that happened, I think that is on your mind, is that 2 pieces of pie.
Oh, what misery.
I planned
strawberry rhubarb pie.
I planned the whole wedding menu according to like what the foods we like to eat most frequently.
Yeah.
And strawberry rhubarb pie is both of our favorite desserts. And so that was the dessert at the wedding with ice cream. We each had a piece and we got up from our table to say hi to people who were leaving. And we sat back down and the pie, untouched, was gone in the trash. But the second tragedy was that my flowers got tipped over.
That's true. She had a Lego bouquet.
I built a Lego bouquet. If you look closely at the flowers in the wedding video, you'll see that they're all Lego. And I built it the week before the wedding, and it got tipped over.
I see a comment here from Rafael Ramirez Aguilera. I'm going to go back, but he said, are you avoiding the blackmail topics completely? No one's asked one. Happy to answer a question if you have a question. Not avoiding anything. We've read every question that's been up here so far, except for the ones that I skipped to come down to you. We do have some members of the community blocked. So if you're a jerk online and you're commenting, maybe you don't exist in our feed. But other than that, I don't know.
Looks like... Okay. Jonathan Boble. The tall hair was nice at the wedding?
The hair. The hat, maybe? The hair. The hair was nice at the wedding.
Tall hair. Maybe it was the hat.
Oh, Strimals.
Okay, yeah.
He's saying the Strimals.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he's saying. The hair. The tall hair. Because that's what they are.
The hairy hats.
They're tall hair.
Yeah.
It's a very good description. It's an accurate
the Hasidic
description.
types of hats.
Yeah. They're cute.
I just happened to stumble across this. No notification, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. YouTube does that sometimes. Sometimes they do post. Sometimes they don't post. Hopefully it goes out and pings people.
I knew we were live, but you're right.
It didn't get a notification to you either.
Well, I don't have notifications turned on, which is why I went to see if it went live, but you would have been notified.
Yeah, YouTube has different ways to do it. Next week, like I said, I'll be a little bit more particular at pre-advertising the fact that we're going to do a live stream. We're going to be doing them every Sunday for as long as we can. We might have some that switch to like a Monday or Tuesday, depending on holidays and travel. Mm-hmm. But really our hope is to do weekly live streams, touch base with you all, be able to answer questions.
So are there any wedded themed ducks somewhere?
There are, but they're not from the wedding itself, actually.
Oh, yeah, you have a bride and groom.
Yeah. The only Quackalope related thing that I had was a duck
tie pin,
a duck tie pin, which is very cute. And then we have the question: are you avoiding the blackmail topics completely? Again, no one's asked one.
Not trying to avoid it. If you have a specific question, feel free to put it in the comments.
James Morgan, strawberry rhbarb pie.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the tragedy. The 2 pieces of pie.
Walter, long overdue, turning in now.
Hi, Walter.
Walter.
Cool hats then. Yeah, they are.
They're a little much.
Musser 523, who officiated at the wedding. So we had the rabbi that Jesse's been working with for the past 2 years.
Rabbi Nissenbaum.
He officiated the wedding.
Yeah.
And then we had a rabbi whose wife I'm close with. He kind of read the ketubah, the marriage contract. And then we had a lot of close family friends saying the blessings at the wedding. It's a very involved community event.
Yeah. One cool thing about the Strimals, which is the tall hairy hats, is they come from the Polish Jewry, the Polish Jews. And they were originally created because Poland banned Jews who were heavy in the fur trade at the time from wearing any nice fur products. They said the only product from an animal that you can wear is the tail of a mink.
Yeah.
Because it was the grossest, discarded piece of refuge. It was trash. And so the Jews in Poland took and figured out how to fan these tails, because that's one tail on the hat. They've learned how to fan these tails and make these big glorious crowns from them. And so it's like a statement of being different, but it's also a statement of sort of taking what people consider garbage and turning it into something that's beautiful and that they're proud of. And
in a similar
very unique.
In a similar vein, the Jews in, I think it was Rome, and somewhere in Italy, they were exiled to a ghetto, and right outside the ghetto there were artichokes.
Yeah.
And artichokes were weeds, and they were the most disgusted foods, and the Jews were forced to go. It wasn't
really considered food.
Yeah, the Jews were forced to go and collect the artichokes to eat them, and they turned them actually into delicacies. They created these fried artichokes, which are now such a cultural part of Rome, which is interesting because we like to turn things around.
Yeah, the mink hats haven't taken off as much as the artichokes. be honest about that. Nick
Uh,
says, how's West and Evan?
Evan had a viral video. I don't know if you've ever checked out his channel.
Evan Monsma.
We linked it in the video of the channel update, but he had a video go viral. It'll be more watched than any video on our channel.
Within about a month, yeah.
And so he's doing good. He's still working part-time with us on some videos, and then focusing a lot on his channel. And Wes got a job in the industry and is doing really well.
Yeah.
He was at a convention this past weekend and is excited.
Yeah. So Evan's still going to be editing for us. He's still going to be working with us for as long as we can balance that. With the caveat that all three of us are working on making income in a variety of other ways. And then and hopefully his channel will continue taking off. And then West is in a good position. We'll let him talk about his position and hopefully be able to come back on the channel someday soon.
Jesse, how did you find your rabbi?
So Rabbi Nissenbaum is one of the most respected rabbis when it comes to conversions in the Cleveland area.
Yeah.
I would say there's really only maybe one or two other that are equivalent.
Yeah.
Maybe only one that's equivalent for conversion specifically.
Ooh.
So Rabbi Hirschfeld.
Okay. Yeah.
In the other community.
Yeah. And so he's on the
Based in, which is like the Jewish court.
The Jewish court. Each city usually has like some outstanding members of the community who are usually rabbis, and they have a sort of court for Jewish matters. And so he's on that, and we had connections in the Cleveland community. I've been here for a while, and so we heard of Rabbi Nissenbaum and reached out to him to see if he would be willing to work with Jesse. And you had to push and push and push to get your way there.
It took like 2 years of them not encouraging you at all. I'll probably be posting a video this week on the main channel and on a secondary channel called Someone Going Somewhere, talking about the conversion process, talking about my choice to convert. On Someone Going Somewhere, which is going to be our couples channel, I'll actually be talking about, it'll be a longer, probably hour-long thing if I can make it through with my mouth. Here in Quackalope, I was planning on actually filming something in Israel. That didn't, work out quite right. And so I will probably film something a little bit shorter, a little bit quicker here, and redirect to that longer conversation.
Edward. Hi, guys. Live, laugh, love.
See here, Edward. Jay says, so as an owner of too many games, I was wondering if you consider doing a video on how you organize a large collection, also that you can actually find what you want to play. You want to talk about our revelation we just had this week?
So Jesse was watching a video on
Van Neistat.
Jesse was watching a Van Neistat video where he was talking about being an object visualization learner, where when he thinks of an object, he sees a picture of the object in his head in comparison to people who are like verbal visual learners and they see words in their head. So if you say the name apple, do you see the letters A-P-P-L-E or do you see a red apple? And so Jesse and I realized that we are complete opposite ends of the spectrum. I am a verbal learner where I loved geometry, I loved algebra, I loved calculus, I really liked math. I excelled in school in structured learning environments. I watch all movies and videos with subtitles on because I process hearing things by seeing the words. When I read books, I'm reading the words. I remember things by the words. So I'm very much with the word spelled out. Jesse, on the other hand, he knows when he's engrossed in a book, when he stops processing the words and is just absorbing the story from it and creating pictures in his mind. We noticed that when I tidy up the house and he has placed something where it is not supposed to be and I relocate it to its proper location,
he can't find it because he has a visual image of where it was at. We had like a silly example today where like we had leftovers from Shabbat dinner where there was like X amount of pieces of chicken left. And I was like, I don't know how many, I didn't think there were any left. And I put it away. I hadn't counted it or taken any note of it. I just put the covering on it.
Yeah. And he's like, I think there's 2 pieces of chicken left. We opened it up.
And 2
pieces of zucchini. You were
3
wrong.
Pieces of zucchini.
You were wrong on the zucchini.
I didn't say 2. 3. There was 4 zucchini.
You were wrong on the zucchini, but there was exactly 2 pieces of chicken.
On the zucchini by 1.
So he's very much a visual learner. And so we were talking about how to organize our board game collection. That's where we're going back to this question. I want to organize it alphabetically because I remember the name of the game and picture the word. Age of Steam. I see the letters Age of Steam.
I see the box.
He sees the box. He sees
train
the white
over the countryside,
box,
the blue, the green hill.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And so he wants to organize it by color because when I see the name of a game, Valeria Card Kingdoms.
Valeria card. It's like a purplish,
Right.
like black.
Yeah.
But if you turn it on different sides, it changes colors.
Cthulhu Death May Die.
Black mostly, only with like big white text across the front.
Exactly. Yeah, you're really annoying. So he wants to organize them by color, which will never allow me to find a game on our collection. Whereas if we do it by my system of alphabetically, I'll be able to find the games, and he'll be able to take a mental picture and be able to find the game himself.
So difficult.
It's just like, it's going to look ugly. And I'm like, but I'll be able to find games.
Yeah, so difficult.
So that is how we are debating organizing our board game collection. We could also organize it by like strategy and mechanic, but I think that is harder.
That's good for me too. That's good for me.
That might be our compromise if we end up having to do it like best at 5 or best card drafting. I like alphabetical, though, so organizational. So if you have any suggestions, this has been a discussion we've been having this past weekend about visual and auditory, like visual and verbal picture learners.
Isaac asks, curious if you all are in the same community as Alex. I know that you're in the same general area, but didn't see the family at the wedding video. Feel free to ignore if you care not to share. We planned our wedding to be as inconvenient for the most amount of people as possible. For any of you that don't know Alex over at Board Game Co., insanely hard worker. Guy works maybe 18 hours a day.
Yep.
His wife helps manage is it 4 children?
Yep, 4 children.
4 children who are in camp, going to school. She's also a full-time teacher and has tons of hobbies herself. And our wedding was on
Tuesday after Memorial Day at 2 p.m.
So Tuesday, the week after the only break that people had.
Right after a holiday too.
Right after a holiday. We are in the general community. We're not exactly in the same community as Alex. He's actually a part of a little bit of a different community than us. But we're in the same general area, and we made our wedding as hard for people to come to. Most of my family was not there either. So no hard feelings there at all. Zach
Rass, what is the biggest challenge and benefit you found with being married so far?
Ooh.
Are you thinking of challenge or benefit first?
I was thinking of benefit.
I was thinking of
as
challenge.
a good husband, I was thinking of benefit, clearly. The biggest challenge for me, I think the biggest challenge for me is trying to figure out how to operate my life while being sensitive to you being like a central part of that. Like we just had the discussion this week. If you get called off of work, it throws off my schedule because I have this idea of like how my day as a person on my own needs to run and function. It needs to like move along. And then when you're around, you take priority over every other thing that's happening. So that means all these other things that need to get done fall to the wayside, and I'm stuck not getting enough stuff done. But what we figured out is like you actually want some time not around me too. So if I just tell you, hey, I need to go for a couple hours to work on stuff, you're perfectly happy with that. I think the biggest challenge of that is just figuring out how to work together, how to live together, how to not step on each other's toes while being attentive enough to make sure the other person knows that you care, and being distant enough to make sure the other person knows that they're still like their individual person.
Yeah. I think, it's going to sound very cliche, but I think communication is both the best and the worst. I think we're working really hard on communicating effectively, but you're male and I'm female, and we communicate differently. I have a lot of emotional needs.
And I have a lot of emotional baggage. So she talks about her needs and I hide my baggage. No,
I have a history with mental health. And I have some anxiety.
We have a history with mental health.
We have a history. We have some anxiety. Are you going to join?
We have some anxiety.
We have some anxiety. We actually noticed that we have the best conversations on bike rides when our bodies our anxious bodies are distracted by physical exertion. And that's when we're able to come to like the most clear understanding.
We both come with a lot of background, a lot of context, a lot of history. And that means that both of us are very purposeful and aggressive and good at communication. We're very good at working through things and engaging with each other, where other people would just cause a fire, or other people that didn't know and didn't share in the language of mental health wouldn't be able to reconcile or deal with it. But at the same time, that means that we
are still different.
Like we carry things, like we have things that we have to work through.
Yeah.
And so we try to do that. What's the biggest benefit though?
Biggest benefit?
Other than the cuddles.
I get to spend every day with my best friend.
That's true.
So
it's pretty good. And I also get to spend every day with myself, which is very nice. I would say the biggest benefit so far is being able to cook. I love cooking, and we together have been doing like purposeful like Friday night meals. We've been cooking to go over to friends, it's been really good to like figure out how to like work in the kitchen together, how
I'm
to
a
make
good
good
sous chef.
meals. Yeah, it's been really fun. That's been some of my most fun times so far over the last month and a half. Has been, I think once we have a gameplay studio set up and we start playing games together as a couple, and like doing campaign games and stuff, that's going to be head over heels. Some of the best stuff. Let's see, where are we? We slowed down a bit. Now there's some more comments that have popped up here.
I'm guessing an American bachelor party is not part of Jewish tradition. No.
But an Israeli bachelor party
is also not.
So you have a thing called the Ufruf, which is like probably better than any bachelor party you've ever seen. Less boobs, significantly, but a group full of yeshiva men dancing, singing, and celebrating.
It's the Shabbat, the weekend before you get married, and
I'm just saying, the classic bachelor party is like you go to a strip club.
I know. You get called up to reading at the Torah, and then you get pelted with candy so that you have a sweet life.
No, but then the kiddush after that, the meal after that, like because I was in the yeshiva, it was like 50 guys like drinking and singing and eating and like banging on the table. It was really cool. It was such an honor. Yeah. It was really cool.
Did you guys ever finish your KDM campaign that was going to Patreon? I subbed to watch the whole thing, but couldn't find all the episodes. Just curious if I'm missing something.
Shira left for 6 months.
Jesse didn't want to play it anymore.
Excuse you.
You're gonna blame me. I'm gonna blame you.
No, we've been the last year has been a big transition for the both of us.
I believe we got up to like Lantern year 14 or 15, and then life started to get more complicated. I was going to be going out of town for 6 months, and then
as part of the conversion process, I was in Israel for a little bit. We put a pause on a lot of our campaigns. We put a pause on filming late at night with each other. We put a pause on just being in the same environment.
We were really trying to limit and kind of pause our relationship and not continue to grow it while he focused on the conversion. Because
you can't convert for the sake of a relationship.
Yeah.
And so if that's what the rabbi thought I was doing, it would have taken longer and it would have possibly not gone through. And so Kingdom Death will be coming back very soon. She wants to continue the campaign we're in the middle of.
He doesn't.
No, I do. Clearly. I just have to remember where we are in that campaign.
I'll tell you the story.
And then after that, with the Gambler's Chest coming and her and I being the main faces here on Quackalope from this point forward, KDM is going to be a central part to what we do going forward.
It's a game where you have to abduct ducks. What is both of your favorite foods?
They mentioned a game.
Hi. I skipped that. Hi, congratulations, Dirty Rage. I'm curious if you backed the game Abduction.
I didn't, but I saw it and I really wanted to. We're not backing anything at the moment. We're trying to get out of debt.
There is stuff I want to back.
And what is my favorite food? I love candy.
Yeah, it works great with your expander.
Candy. Your favorite food?
My favorite food? Oh, gosh. I don't know if I have a single favorite. Meat? Chicken? Corn on the cob? I don't know.
Broccoli, you mean?
Broccoli?
Edward says, hi, Edward, for one.
Snap, Jesse, I'm totally visual as well.
Nice.
Family meatball.
Laughing face.
Nick Fout, do not order by color. Oh, my Lord. Oh, thank you, Nick. Thank you. Organized by theme.
Excuse you.
What type of theme?
What type of monster are you, T2? David Brown, BGG can let you search your own collection so you can find games and player count. We would have to keep our collection in BGG.
That would require a lot of time and effort.
James Morgan, I write textbooks and used to work as an editor. Definitely weird.
Word-based.
Word-based because of my learning style.
Not word.
I'm not at all.
Connor Ellers, you can never have too much root on this channel. It is hard to play as a 2-player, although with the automaton,
we can play as a 2-player. We'll also have guests back very soon.
Yes.
We'll have maybe a month or two where we don't have many guests, and then after that, we'll start inviting and bringing people out to the channel, just like we've done in the past.
You could organize your games according to color with numbers on the shelves, and then make a catalog alphabetically with the shelf numbers.
Stop it! You're a terrible person, Sergio.
If he wants to do it by color, I will make him label them all.
I thought you both spoke English. Shira speaks Hebrew fluently.
Not semi-fluent. I'd say fluently. 2/3.
And I can read English.
No, you can't even do that.
Okay.
Nick Fout. Oh, I like theme organization. What theme? Like gladiators? Would you do it like that?
Big monsters.
Yeah, all the games that fall under big monsters.
Big monsters.
Wow. Dice. Like, I just don't know what themes you're talking about. Jay Quartz. Shira's 100%. I just celebrated my 25th anniversary, and throughout all the fights and misunderstandings, clear, open, transparent communication is the number one thing that has kept us together.
Big thing.
We're working on it. We've been working on it for 2 years.
So many people don't communicate at all, ever, effectively. Like, the amount of relationships we can look at and be like, oh,
someone is just avoiding conflict.
Someone is dominating this relationship in like the most negative way possible.
Someone is passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Like, we're very open.
Believe it or not, the things we get criticized for here on the channel every now and then are human. They're us. They're like, we're not different on camera than how we are in person.
Yeah, we talk over each other all the time, and he doesn't overpower me. If anything, I overpower him sometimes.
She's very violent. I'm terrified of her. No, it's just when you're trying to just be yourself, things come through and it looks bad, but then you like reflect on everyone else that's working on the same exact things that you're working on or not working on them, who have quit working on them, and you're like, man, life is messy, and relationships they take constant, purposeful work. 25 years, amazing, congratulations. Guess what you get to do now? You get to go work at it more. Like, it never should become a thing. There's a saying in Judaism that in the Beis Hamikdash, which is the big temple, going up to the ark. There's a few reasons for this, but going up to the ark, it was a slanted ramp. One reason is out of chastity, out of modesty, but another reason is to represent the idea that as a human, as a religious person, or as a human, you're never standing still. If you think you're standing still, if you think you've paused your growth and your personal development, then what you're really doing is you're sliding back like on a ramp. And if you think you're going nowhere, but you feel like you're working at it, that might mean that you really are moving forward. You just can't sense movement yet because you're not going up stair by stair. Instead, you're moving up gradually. And so there's this sense that like 25 years is amazing. Congratulations. Most people don't make it to that window that you're at. And what do you get to continue doing? You get to continue fighting for and working at your relationship, because the moment you think you've paused, you're going backwards.
Divorce statistics are so scary these days. Like,
America, it's more people get divorced.
Yeah, it's more than half of the people.
In the Jewish community, it's a little bit less.
It's a little bit less, but it's still like among my age, it is higher than it's ever been. And like we both like listening to John Deloney, who's part of the Dave Ramsey team. And I was listening to him say that he's been married. I think he's been with his wife for 11 years, and he's still learning new things about her every day. Like 11 years into the relationship, and he still doesn't know his wife completely.
Well, he talks about this idea of falling in love with someone during a season. Like, for instance, Shira married the fat version of me. And now we're working on making her fall in love with the less fat version, and hopefully one day the skinny version. I married the not pregnant version of Shira. And then maybe during a season in our life, like hopefully, like God willing, down the road, I'll fall in love with the pregnant version, and then the version that's a mom, and the version that's a grandmother. And so you get this idea that you could like be in a relationship with this perfect specimen, right? The person that, has the perfect body and the perfect attitude and the right amount of money and the perfect career. And then it changes and you think, I've fallen out of love with this person. That it's like, no, you're supposed to fall in love with who they are now, because people aren't static, singular things.
I hate that saying fell in love. It makes it so passive. Like, I had no action in it. I am actively working on loving you.
Yeah.
You make it hard. Challenging some days.
Hard. It really is. And falling out of love acts as if you have no control. Yeah. You didn't fall out of love. You stopped caring. You stopped investing. You stopped investing.
Making choices.
Now, sometimes there are situations where it's the healthy abuse or anything like it. There's situations where it's the healthiest thing to leave a relationship. But most of the time, when you look at those situations, the people actually haven't stopped loving that person. Mm-hmm. They just have to leave because, like, it's a very hard, very, very complicated thing. But you don't fall out of anything.
Yeah.
So,
back to our things.
I love that the guy. Okay, just so everyone, the 45 people that are watching this, clearly the comment got through. Like, the guy asked if we're avoiding blackmail comments, and then proceeded to not ask a single comment after that. Like, was he just coming in to like leave a comment to be like, oh, are you avoiding something? Or is he phrasing it in a way that's full of cuss words and stuff that has it blocked by the YouTube? Like, I don't know, but just to note, we're reading every comment that pops up here. I just think it's weird that he came to snipe and complain and then didn't bother
asking a
saying
question.
Anything.
James Morgan. I was thinking something similar. How to combine both learning styles when organizing the game shelves.
No.
Yeah, Mustard was the one who said we should number them and color them,
It's
which
a horrible
is
idea.
great. Vigard, congrats on the wed. How did you guys meet? We met playing games.
Playing games over a Shabbos table,
Yep.
over a dinner table.
Ahemi
She kept beating me.
520. My husband's bachelor party was kayaking down a river with friends near our hometown
Sounds
here
great.
in Ohio.
Sounds great.
That sounds
Also,
amazing.
less boobs.
I want to go kayaking. James Morgan, that seems a logical way for what they describe, but I personally don't have any particular order.
Sam Fisher, thank you for your honesty and openness.
In this chat, did you somehow turn off the automatic generated subtitles, or is it turned off because live stream? Because sometimes I have problems to follow and understand without subtitles, being from Germany.
Oh.
What did you do setting wise?
I didn't do any settings. I might have not clicked a button or something. I don't know, honestly. I'll look into that for you, though. I'll make a note of it from the next live stream because Shira loves subtitles.
I do. He knows how much I love them.
And it won't get me right, so it'll be really funny to laugh at this point.
We'll be hopefully doing these once weekly, every Sunday. So come back next Sunday and hopefully it'll be fixed. T2, I have one Calyx with just Marvel United and soon to be Marvel Zombies.
I'm going to have one stack of Marvel
so the other
United.
way I was going to organize them was by publisher, which Jesse nixed. He did not like that either. I was going to do all of Simon. I was going to do all TMG. I was going to do all of Eagle Griffin.
I have no idea who the publishers are for half of these games.
See, it's because it's words.
It's names.
It's words. Yeah.
I can tell you their logos.
I'll make a picture for you. Stick it on the shelf. Nick Fout, genre, organization, dice placement, worker placement. If it's a hybrid game like Arnak, you can group them together. I guess I was thinking genre. My bad.
I like genre organization, honestly. It can be hard to narrow down. And
it can be hard if something's dual.
It's hard to also keep a collection of 700 plus games with new games coming in all the time perfectly organized.
Yeah.
Color is easy for me because I just put it on the shelf where it goes.
Alphabetical is easy. You just have
you
one
have
row of A.
All of them.
You leave space on the bottom. A, B, C.
You've left space now?
Exactly. This is the conversation we're having. Zev Vogel, not the Ark. Vegard, any knowledge of European YT YouTube channels covering board games?
There's some good ones. You have No Rules Bard, I believe, is European.
They're
excellent.
Yeah, they're British. So not
European?
Not really.
You heard it here first, folks. Britain's not Europe.
They argue about it. I think he's looking for German or France or Italy, someone who's actually on the mainland of Europe, not off on an island.
I don't know where Britain is. Not sure.
Odo VR chat, big smiley face. David Brown, speaker listener technique can allow each person to speak, be heard, and know the other heard them because they restate what they heard to the other satisfaction. Yep. Then you can work on the problem. Yeah, it's also similar to validating, where you you repeat back what you heard the other person saying and validate that their feelings are legitimate without saying that the situation is according to their fact.
We do two things when it comes to our personal communication. Typically, we can communicate without needing the other person to repeat. But like just today, for instance, there was a situation where
I think it was
maybe yesterday where you were like, we can do talking, and then a few minutes and you were like, hey, I don't know that you heard me. Can you repeat what I said? And I did, and you were satisfied that I'd heard what you said.
Yeah.
But oftentimes you misinterpret or reword other people's language.
Yeah. When he's able to reword exactly what I said, and he doesn't use my exact language. So he's coming up with his own, you're coming up with your own words to say my feelings. That makes me feel heard.
And so we do that when it's needed, and we both respond to that question. We know it's a serious question. And then the other thing that we do is at times we just need the other person to say exactly what we need them to say.
Oh yeah.
So
we'll do this one a lot.
Be like, hey, I love you.
Yeah. I love you.
Yeah. And I care about you deeply.
And I care about you.
Yeah.
Deeply.
And because there's not 100 people watching the stream, you've not failed. I just sometimes we just need the other person to be like, I will say
repeat after me. I need to hear these words come out of your mouth, and then we'll be good. And so we do that from time to time as well. You are correct.
All right.
Where are we up to?
Jesse, would it be really cool to hear a short version of your journey to becoming a observant Jew? This short version is, I grew up Christian. I was always searching for meaning and depth in my faith. I spent a long time struggling with it. When I was about 19, I had a theological break. I left the church completely. Over the course of the next 7 or 8 years, I didn't believe in anything. I was really kind of searching the classic ways of the world to find any type of wholeness or find any type of contentment. So that, relationships and college and drinking and, work and all these different things you could do. And then eventually I sat down at a Shabbos table and started exploring and asking questions, because so far in life, I hadn't found anything that gave my life meaning or purpose. And I hadn't found anything that I thought was really true. And I started asking questions about Judaism and doing more research and diving into it. And it didn't hurt the same way that Christianity did. And it wasn't full of as many contradictions and stuff from my observation. And then over the course of the next 2 years, I studied and talked with a rabbi and worked very hard and got to the point of conversion. I'll have a longer conversation here, like I said, this week on the channel and on another channel called Someone Going Somewhere, talking about the conversion process and that journey for me. But yeah, that's the long and short story is I left the church when I was younger and then had a hard time finding meaning and purpose when I was a teenager. So.
Blackmail.
Oh, okay, yeah, this is where I was complaining. Remember?
Yeah.
So, blackmail. Yeah, it's not a good thing. Don't do it. We've never done it, and I recommend no one taking part in it. Hate to break it to you two, but it sounds like a super realistic relationship. How dare you, Nick? Nick
Jesse,
says, Jesse, what about the blackmail accusations?
There.
Nick, I'm so glad you've asked. We didn't blackmail it. We didn't blackmail it. In fact, we lost a lot off of the rumors that were spread accusing me of trying to. We reached out to a publisher trying to work with them because we were really excited to work with them,
and we cared about their game a lot.
Yeah. If anyone has serious questions, feel free to ask. Happy to answer them.
I order my games by how they look on the shelves. No organization at all, just recalling where I put stuff. That would work for Jesse, Family Maple, but not for me because I don't have the picture memory.
Dennis Hubbard just popped into. Dennis, can you please? I'm not going to throw him under the bus like that.
Dennis, come visit us.
Dennis.
We have so many fun games to play.
Dennis, trust me. It won't go wrong this time. You should really come back and help us learn another game.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Wow. For those of you who don't get the joke, Dennis is
Dennis was our friend who came up and devoted 50 hours of his life to playing a game with Jesse and Wes.
Little did he know that I tried to blackmail the publisher before
honestly.
he ever showed up. Game he would have had second thoughts.
Message retracted. OWR chat. I play with my family. I'm 98% of the time the one that tried and played new board games. If it was up to my family, we would play the same 2 to 3 games over the first ones we learned. I like new games.
Yeah. Jay says,
leave space. That's hilarious. 600 games and only 70% of the collection is shelved. Oh Lord. Our friend Garrett Elkins sent a picture of his storage unit where he has so many. He just had a new baby. He did. I think the baby's kicking him out of his space.
Jeff K. Jeff. Hello, Jeff. Good sir. Wedding photographer. Peace Quacks just popped up to say hey. Hey, Jeff. I think that's Jeff at least.
Where?
It's on very top. Nick says, Jay, laugh out loud. That's hilarious. Yeah.
I don't think it's weird that someone would pop in and stir the pot and then not follow up with a question. The harder thing to do is engage in someone in mature and respectful conversation.
Yeah, you think, but then the internet exists. I honestly, if someone wanted to call and be on a live stream with me and ask me I'm happy to have the conversation. It's impossible to talk to 2,000 people at the same time.
You guys have the same issue?
He's
the one who's been talking about. He was talking about.
He was asking now. Do we have the same issue that we almost always play
the same games over and over again?
No, we're always playing new things because of the channel.
Things are being sent to us. Nick found, I don't really think there was blackmail, and I don't really care about the stupid drama anymore. It's a freaking board game. Who cares? Moving on. Let's see the pond grow.
Continue to grow the pond.
James Morgan at OWR chat. Same here. I teach all games to my friends, and they always want to keep playing the same game that they just learned again and again.
Edward.
I'm in the same boat as Odo. We have very slowly growing cycle of games we play, usually because my daughter has just become addicted, and there are some which I know she won't like.
I love sitting down and playing the same game 70 times, though. I just wish I had the ability to do that. We want to do a 10 by 10
Yeah, I was about to say
challenge.
one of the things we want to do on the channel is do a 10 by 10 challenge. I think we would each get to pick 5 games that go on the 10 by 10
that'd be
challenge. So then the other person has to play some games we like. And we have to set a time frame for it.
This channel will become more and more of a couples channel. We'll start documenting things like that. It's very exciting to be able to spend time together and play games. But again, people were like, over the last year, it's been a little weird. We haven't been together. We're actually together now. It's like you don't understand. We spent 9 months not holding hands. like we're like,
where are we up to?
Let's see here.
Yeah, I have chilled out with teaching new games for a while now. Like, we have 20 board games unplayed. Wow, 20 unplayed. That is insane.
I wish I had 20 unplayed.
We're saying that's insane because it's so little.
Are there Ameritrash games I need to get for?
And there are Ameritrash games I need to get to get a specific group for.
Yeah,
I like Ameritrash.
I make sure new games can be played solo because I have slowed down in teaching new games as well. It's hard. Teaching is hard. Learning and teaching new games constantly is really difficult.
Yeah.
People are checking the solo more. Dennis said,
you know you want to.
Vanguard, do you know about any books that is interconnected with an actual board game? Somehow miss more meat. I don't really like IP crossovers at all.
Brandon Sanderson has some.
Yeah, but I haven't liked the games.
I know.
They're not true to the books.
I like Stuff of Legend.
Yeah.
That one was good.
Oh, that one was good. But it's a comic book. It's different. I don't know.
It's a book.
I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. I do like Stuff of Legend, though. I like the book less than I like the game, though.
I like the book more than the game.
Okay. Well,
some people
Stuff of Legend. There you go.
What else?
At one point, I was teaching a new game every 2 game nights or more often.
Wow.
Dennis says, let's shoot for the weight of a 3.5 or less next time. Oh, no, Dennis, you haven't seen the BGG thread indicates that it's
very easy to play.
One of the easiest. It's simple,
it's
honestly.
Simple. It's manageable.
It's simple. You'll know what I'm referencing there. Sam, Hunter and Friends, Brett Spielblog, Better Board Games, and Let's Plays.
He is giving some European channels because we don't know the European market as much.
Solo, Australian board games, all in German. Okay, so people follow those links.
Sam Fisher has a lot of great recommendations. Odo VR chat. Don't listen too hard on what people say on the internet. I turned it all off.
Odo says the internet doesn't matter. The internet does matter to a degree. It doesn't matter. It's not accurate. Or John Filoni says you have to choose who you give permission to hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
And it's like, so you choose the people that you trust to tell you the truth, that are central to your life, to be a good judge and be a good understanding and to give you, like we've met with our rabbi many times over the last, period of time and talked about the situation. We've talked about, we've asked each other questions. We've asked close friends of ours and that's important, but you can't choose to allow people who are irresponsible with your emotions or irresponsible with who don't want the best for you to affect you.
I like what he said about you have to actively make a choice about who you allow to occupy space in your mind.
Yeah.
Like who is taking up space in your brain and energy from your day, and is it worth it?
Yeah. Vanguard, cheers. As long as they don't speak German, then I'm all good. We don't, or the channels don't either.
Some of them do.
Some of them might. I would say that the German
all
specific
in German?
one might speak German. Zach, Ray, suggestions to help a person in our group who has a hard time understanding or remembering rules, but is fun to play with and wants to keep playing games. Okay, if you're open to this, have him come like the hour beforehand. Maybe assign him to read the rule book, but have him come like the hour. Have him, however he learns the best. Have him do a little bit of prep. Prepare the prep for him. Like make sure that it's a good resource for him, and have him come like an hour beforehand and go through the first few turns of the game or the first quarter of the game, so that where everyone else is in the process of learning, he's a little bit ahead. And then during the gameplay, he'll hopefully remain a little bit ahead while everyone else is slowly picking up and getting their feet wet. If he tries to learn at the same pace as all of them, then he might be always behind, but you could stagger it. The other concept, or the other idea that might be worthwhile is figure out how he learns. Is he visual? Like we were talking about, is he visual? Is he audible? Does he learn through listening, experiencing, doing? Does he learn by reading and memorizing? And you can figure out what makes his brain click. You should then be able to have a customized teaching pamphlet for him. Maybe not that you do yourself, but maybe resources that you find online that other people have created for him to grow by.
There's also try and figure out what style of game he does best at, and not dump him into a splatter game too quickly. We have some people, we have friends in our friend group, in our gaming group, who we only play certain games with them because they have a harder time with the more complex games, and that's just the way it is right now.
It could also be that BGG has a ton of helpful player references for games that are out there, like good classic games. It might just be that you need to provide him with a few more references or a few more player aids during the course of gameplay so that he can be up and running with everyone else. Just look for what is going to facilitate him when he normally misses them. What?
Laughing at Nick's comment. Wait, you guys are married? Who are you? Do I know you?
We're actually siblings. So.
We get that so much. Don't know why.
Yeah.
Odovier, I have started to appreciate playing the same games more and more too, though, like Splendor, Dice Miner, Eldorado, Munchkin. Eldorado's really good.
Yeah.
And Splendor. I like Splendor a lot. I don't know Dice Miner or Munchkin.
I really enjoy getting to play the same game 10 times.
Yeah, you like campaign games sometimes.
No, but I also like, we're playing right now Roll to the Top.
Yeah.
And man, quick playing, sit down, and like I'm really enjoying pulling
played
that
all
out.
the maps at least once.
No, not expansions.
All the maps in base game we've played once.
Okay, let's see here. Jay, I asked my wife to do a 10 by 10, but she expressed frustration at being confined or forced to push through something just for the sake of checking a box. I like checking boxes. I like saying that I've done it.
It's a sense of accomplishment, and I would only pick games that I were wanting to get to the table, and I was having trouble getting to the table anyways.
Otto, Cockroach Poker is the best game in the world, so I can't help you. I want to play that 100 times, of course. Matt, the internet, society, and Santa Claus all share the same atomic weight. Incalculable. James, gotta run. Glad to see that you're doing well. We're looking forward to the next stage of the channel. This week will be back up and running just like last week. Jay, I try to build up complex games by teaching simpler games with simpler mechanics. Yeah. Riha.
Hi, Rick. Oh, I'm yawning. Say hi, Rick.
Hi, Rick. Can't wait to see the yellow duck hair cover thingy. Oh, she wore it.
I wore it the other day.
Yeah, well, we're playing.
Yeah.
Riha, I like the style, almost kind of gypsy in a good way.
I like the yeah. It's super comfortable.
So,
I have been trying to figure out what gives me the least amount of headaches.
Orthodox Jewish women cover their hair, so you'll only ever see a wig or a hair covering on Shira. By the way, in case of all your like patriarchy, not like it is tradition in the Jewish world, but like one of the first conversations we had before I understood more was like, hey, by the way, you don't have to, do the whole hair.
You literally said you don't have to do it, and I was like, what?
You're like, but I want to.
I want to. That's part of.
It's part of being a married woman.
Yeah, it's part of like the pride I get to be. Like I get to be easily identified.
With it.
I get picked out of a crowd as being married, and that means I get to like be proud of my husband and be connected to him, even when we're not standing together. Like I always have the awareness that I have a husband.
Yeah, it's also an interesting thing because in the Jewish world, because women are encouraged to dress more modestly and do things like cover their hair and stuff, and men as well are encouraged to dress more modestly. I also cover a portion of my hair. It's a reminder that you always have something above you. That's what the kippah represents. And so there's, to some degree, the ability for men and women to treat each other slightly more as equals, not with the veil of a relationship or veil of like how far is too far in terms of flirting or anything. It's like, no, there's none of that.
There's no pretenses.
We're not trying to seduce you. Yeah. We're not putting on any airs.
Yeah.
I'm a married woman. I'm a married man. Okay.
All I want to do is talk to you and have like an intellectual conversation. Another thing we've been interacting with and figuring out is when we're in the Jewish world, we don't touch the members' gender members of the opposite gender.
So all of origins.
So all-
I don't think I made contact with a single woman.
And I was really trying my best not to make contact with any men. I didn't. There's obviously the caveat that you don't want to embarrass someone if
So
they're
someone
like,
reaches out and like grabs your hand.
like I'm not going to like recoil or anything, but we were just working really hard on that because, and that's also something that when you're in a public setting, you always put your spouse first. So like anytime I'm touching another man, I'm not focused on Jesse. Anytime you're touching another woman,
it's about always keeping
the relationship.
The most important things is the primary thought in your mind in any situation you're in.
And so figuring all that out. Our chat. My fam seems to like to learn by reading the entire rulebook before playing. When they do this, I'm like, can we just start playing? You all get this after the first turn around.
Nice. Nick says Banjo starts playing.
Rick, in the wedding video, I didn't see Ash as a ring bearer. Is that not done at the Jewish wedding? There's no ring bearer at the Jewish wedding, and Ash is a girl, not a boy. And she would have been terrified at the wedding.
She wouldn't have done it well.
She has a rough life.
She would have nervous pooped. Her life. It's full of suffering.
Yeah.
Full of wow.
It's a hard life.
It's a hard life.
Easy to put the same games on the table and just have fun. That definitely is the case. Family tree or family toothpick?
I don't know what Nick's talking about. Zev. He's talking about us being siblings.
Oh.
Family tree or family toothpick. Or a straight line. I don't know if you all have seen, there's a YouTuber that actually covers a family in, I think it's in Kentucky or West Virginia, that are all, they're inbred, and like they were twin brothers that married twin sisters, and then they married. Like,
those cousins are then technically siblings, which is weird.
No, it was like they married,
each other. If identical
twins
are identical twins, then all of their siblings are like siblings.
But then what happened was another set married again, like just, and so it's genetically destroyed the family line. Like it's really sad. The Whitakers is the name of the family. Really sad. You've never seen it.
Nope.
Maybe I'll show it to you. Maybe not. It's like a Hills Have Eyes type of thing. But they're very sweet. They're very nice. It's just so different from and so tragic from like the human experience that they should have had. I have 3 young kids. What are the best co-op games I could enjoy with them on Shabbat? Ages 11, 8. And 6, by the way. Best co-op games.
I think there's a Zombie Kids. There's a Zombie Kids game that I believe is co-op. What else is?
I had a friend that just started doing one-shot RPGs, little storytelling things like the Skeletons that we covered on the channel before, or For the Queen. And those are really good ways for kids to start learning how to talk and express themselves and play through a narrative together. And it's all in the mind. It doesn't have to be written down at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so that can be a good opportunity as well. A lot of the other campaign games we have are great co-op games.
Might be.
Clank isn't co-op at all. No. But there's games like Call to Adventure. I think Call to Adventure, or the Adventurers League.
Roleplay Adventure.
Yeah, we're clearly not good at helping you with the board game questions.
No.
I don't have kids, so I don't think of a lot of kids games.
Yeah.
Marvel Champions is great, but I don't know, like a 6-year-old can't play that.
Marvel United, maybe.
Marvel United would be fantastic. The Mind, some of those little like.
Look at what's their name? The people who made rolling to the top. All Play. Like Dandelion, Sequoia.
All Play has some great options for you. You also have kids table gaming.
KTBG, yes.
They have some great. I don't know if they're co-op, but they have some great family game options.
Yeah, I don't know if you specifically want co-op, but they like Rec Raiders. They did. They have a lot of good stuff.
So let's see here. We're gonna probably head out in just a bit. We're gonna go on a bike ride hopefully soon. So we'll read the last few comments, and then if anyone has anything else they want to toss in the chat, please do. Edward, the beauty of so-called gateway or introductory games is that they have clear mechanics which can be learned, and in easy mode are a great way to prep those which mix them up or have more variant. So the gateway games are great ways to bring people into the learning system of game mechanics and build up or bridge from there.
Jacques Venter.
I can't do it with this.
Je m'appelle.
You read it.
Je m'appelle. Greetings from A fan all the way from South Africa.
Thanks so much.
David Brown, under the time pressure, learning game components, rules, and strategy all at once can be hard. If I can look at the bits first and make my own connections, then I can learn rules and think strategy easier. Yep, I would agree.
Star Quill just popped in to say, I love you guys. Keep up the good work. Thanks so much.
Yeah, they always yawn when they see me. Not intentional. We're trying to do bedtimes.
Riha, you're a delight always. Speak Quack Bluebird. Can't remember what we did for West.
Flamingo. West is a flamingo. I don't know what sound it makes.
Otto assumes the fighting stance. Riha, good to know. No handshaking or box.
Didn't know that, BTW.
You can give me a handshake and a hug.
Yeah.
Otto, I saw that. I don't know what you saw.
Ultra Unstoppable. Shira. What's that? What is that? Heart eyes and a mouth?
Oh, yeah, it's big heart eyes and a smile. Good. Thanks.
Vega, you both have created a truly good field channel.
Oh,
thank you.
We're working on it.
Odo VR chat, BTW. I haven't played the original Cockroach Poker, just the newer Cockroach Poker Royal. Do you have Royal? Do you have a way to access a copy of Royal? I will pay you good money.
We can get it on like eBay or something.
It is not available. We have regular, and I want Royal.
Ultra.
I just brought the original instead. The new stuff doesn't really add much. I'll trade you. We have the original tradesies. Where do you live?
Ultra says, have a good one.
Have a good one. I thought he was talking about me. You have a good one. You do have a good wife. Zev, co-op kids, I tried Chronicles of Avel, Forbidden Island, or Forbidden Desert.
I'm not a big Forbidden Island or Forbidden Desert fan. I know a lot of people that love them. They just don't work for me. Castle Panic's a great recommendation, David, so good for throwing that in there. Haven't played it in a long time, though. Guys.
But Hatzlacha and lots of mazel. Well, as I head for the channel, mazel tov on the wedding.
Thanks so much, Zev. Jonathan Bobo.
Have a great ride and talk to you later. Talk to you next week.
Riha.
Exercise, even it's almost like you are starting a new season. Can you post a video in bike shorts and helmet?
Ooh.
I have pictures. He's so sexy.
I wear butt enhancing bike shorts.
He's got padding on his butt
because it hurts my butt to go riding on the bikes.
It's so cute. Nick Fout, but Jesse, what about the blackmail? Have a good bike ride.
Oh, no, we've been avoiding all the questions that deal with blackmail specifically.
Yeah, highlight the questions.
So,
I too have been searching for a copy of Cockroach Royal. Dennis.
All right, if Dennis can't find it, no one can find it.
I told you, Dennis. I told you guys,
impossible.
I'm having such a hard time finding a Cockroach Royal. Who was supposed to? Someone was supposed to bring it back. The people who made Red Cathedral, Devere Games was supposed to be bringing it back to stock, and they haven't yet.
Ultra says, can we get a weekly RPG where we can see you guys play for an hour or two and see how your characters progress? I would love to. There's two questions in my mind. One is who's going to DM it. I'm open to DMing a campaign for Shira, but then all she has is her own character.
Yeah, which is really annoying. I would rather have someone like virtually
before
DM.
The channel blew up, we were in talks with a very popular, very good quality RPG host to start DMing an RPG Quackalope session in this space virtually, and then things blew up and we lost most of the business. So that's good.
As of today, how are you feeling about White Death and the All-In?
I don't think we have the All-In yet. We just have our Galactus.
White Death is the most recent Zombicide campaign, and the pledge manager is currently open and sitting in my unread messages for me to decide.
Is the All-In bigger than expected?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it yet because we're not backing things right now. And I backed it before we were backing things, and now I have to make that hard decision of it's a business expense, right?
We're not
business expense.
We're gonna hope that Simon sends it to us, honestly, or we'll buy it later, possibly. We don't have hundreds of dollars.
We need it though.
Shira might back it. We don't have hundreds of dollars.
There's a couple pledge managers that are sitting in my inbox for me to discuss with my husband over our budget session.
Okay, good. I am selling my Kingdom Death things that aren't essential to the game, by the way.
Yeah, he was trying to sell essential components too.
Not essential components.
Yes.
My metal copy.
As of today, no. What? Didn't know Cockroach Poker was rare. LOL. Yes, Royal Edition is rare in America. Yeah. Bike rides, extra padded seats, and padded shorts, a must.
Thanks, family. Meeting.
Some of us can do it without the extra padding.
Yeah, but some of us butt shirts the next day.
Some of us have enough padding on our own.
I also have enough padding.
You have extra padding.
Thank you.
Ultra. I'm having a hard time deciding on getting Nemesis Lockdown, or waiting for the new one to come out. None.
No, Lockdown.
None.
Lockdown.
Or only board games. Remember, happy share, happy life.
Budget smudget. We
Don't you dare sell all your KDM things. Just don't.
no, Edward. I'm trying to sell the non-essential things, not the gameplay stuff.
Yeah, he's trying to, and then scaring me half to death sometimes.
No, we need to pay down debt.
We need money.
We need yeah.
Yeah, so therefore we can back Simon.
Yeah, I'll give you a pile of Kingdom Death. You sell the Kingdom Death, then you can back Simon. Is that the deal?
No.
No, we won't be selling any gameplay stuff.
It's all essential. Agreed, Edward.
Don't do braces, get White Death.
Keep the teeth and get White Death. I prioritize my husband and his health above board games. I'm a good wife.
So on Nemesis, what do you think? I should wait for the new or just recommend? I think Nemesis Lockdown is the best of the system. Now, of course, we haven't seen the new one, but the new one is going to be very different as well. It's not going to be the exact same Nemesis formula. So that'd be my recommendation.
I have not enjoyed any of them, so my opinion is not as important.
Zev, any thoughts on Mordred?
They don't have a pledge option yet for backing to get into the pledge manager, which is $1 and you don't get access to anything, or it's the full pledge in, and I cannot commit to a full pledge at the moment. So therefore we are waiting on Mordred, although it looks really interesting and I like the theme and I wanted to back it.
David apparently is completely done with this stream. He said, go on, get out of here and see some sunlight. So we'll follow his recommendation.
Cleveland, there's no sunlight.
You all can blame David for us leaving. Like we said, we'll have another stream next Sunday. This will become a reoccurring theme this week. Stay tuned on the channel.
Wait, why don't I like Nemesis? I don't like Nemesis because it is a quasi-cooperative game where you think you're working on a team and then you betray at the last minute, and it made me very sad.
If you are a fan of this channel, watching the live stream, hanging out, please take the time to comment, like, engage, share the content we make. It really does
help the YouTube algorithm.
You have no idea how much a couple comments on a video can help shift and adjust the algorithm in our favor. So please.
I see. Not your flavor of game. Yes, Ultra Unstoppable. I do not like semi-co-op. Co-op is not even usually my favorite. I'm ultra competitive. I'm continuing to answer conversations.
To have you all in our community, we're really lucky. We're really grateful. And
Jesse is a bonus.
Looking forward to the future. Okay, we'll talk to you all later.
Bye.
Bye.
End stream.